Messy gang on the tube, Hoes watching they moves, I said it's messy. Queen of the gossip, queen of the gossip, queen of the gossip. Yeah.
Okay guys, you all know the drill, so let's jump straight into it. But kindly give this video a like. Let's talk about Priscilla, and we're going to talk about Iyabo's interview with BBC later on in the video. So let's start with Priscilla, okay? She posted something on her Insta story, which we're going to discuss a little bit, okay? Because I've noticed that a lot of Priscilla's content really resonates with our daily lives, the things that she's been posting. And I hope that you've been taking notes, honey, because I'll be out here learning a lot, okay? Somebody asked me, what can you learn from a 25-year-old? I'm like, honey, wisdom, or rather knowledge, doesn't come with the age, honey. I've seen some old fools in my life, believe me. It's not funny. I mean, fools with capital F, okay? I'm saying this because I stand her, okay? You all know that Priscilla has been pretty much open with her marriage. She has given a little bit of tips of what works for her. Of course, she has never claimed to be perfect. Well, most of it we've heard from the interviews that she has done. Okay, so she posted something. Let me try and see if I'll be able to zoom it in so that you all will be able to read it for yourselves. Honey, sometimes my glasses be really doing me dirty, okay? I need me some new glasses. But anyway, Priscilla wrote this, or rather reposted this, saying, and I quote, "The man that makes it easy for you to just be a woman, that's the one," says. And of course, we've seen the things that, of course, Juma Jukes is helping Priscilla with, like, for example, taking care of Rakim wherever Priscilla's out. You all remember when they came to Nairobi, Jukes made sure to be there with his woman, like just making her feel comfortable, the most loved. It's easy, you know what I'm saying? It's not hard. It's hard already. Like, I'm like, marriage is already hard as it is, especially for her being that she's very young. So you can imagine if your person that you're with, if they were making it even harder, it will be like a hard nut to crack, you know what I'm saying? Because marriage is hard. Navigating everything in it is hard. So when you find someone that is bringing on their hardness in there, you don't know which hardness to deal with. But anyway, if you know, you know. If you know, you know. But I love that statement. Iyabo did an interview with BBC some few weeks ago when they were in London. And I've never seen that interview, to be honest. I just saw it today, a couple of clips making rounds on social media. And of course, the one that I've seen a lot of blogs reposting was the one that she was talking about the special effects on movies, especially in Nigerian movies. Some people calling them lame, honey. So here's my thing, right? I don't understand why people would call that experience. Maybe because it's not as sophisticated, in quote, like the ones in fantasy movies or in sci-fi, you know, the ones on Netflix, etc. Because those ones, they're probably saying it looks real, but the ones in Nigeria is just like a fire coming from one person to another and boom, they're being bewitched. Because let's just be honest, right? So on this Hollywood movies, right? They do have special effects, right? The ones that there's a black magic, or we've seen movies where there's witchcraft, right? Because Harry Potter is literally written off of, you know, those wizards and whatever, the black magic, all white magic. I don't know which one is it. So I don't understand why, as Africans, when we are talking about our stories and we're talking about the witchcraft, and it's actually, these movies are based off of our ancestors and how they used to live, how they still live. These are daily lives. They're people who still carry their ancestor cultures and tradition, and just because it's not westernized, or they don't do it in a Western way, they demonize it or they call it satanic. Because let's just keep it a buck, witchcraft was something that was there when they came, meaning a white man stepped foot in Africa, is when they told us that this is wrong, this is the God's way. And I'm talking about this as an African proud woman who is married to a white man. Yes, I do believe that God is real, God exists. I do believe in heaven. But that is a story for another time. I don't feel like talking about it right now. But let's listen to what Iyabo has to say, first of all, because I'm seeing some people having the most to say about what she said about saying that witchcraft is real. Okay?
Africa, and we have to tell our story the way it is, no matter how much we want to westernize it or modernize it. There are voodoos in Africa and they work. So whether you like it or not, except there's what we call ayeta. And we cannot shy away from what we have in our country in Africa.
Okay, so that part is the reason why some have different opinion, right? Some are saying it doesn't work, it's not real. What about your faith in Christ? You should not believe in witchcraft. And I'm like, okay, why is that? Because even in the Bible, witchcraft is mentioned, which means it's something that happens. Sorcerers, medium, those people who talk to people who are dead. Yes, somewhat they're being demonized, but we must look at it as who wrote the Bible. I don't want to go in deep in there, don't get me wrong. Yes, I believe in God. I believe that heaven is real, honey. Okay, I grew up a Seventh-day Adventist church. I don't go to church wherever I visit my parents' home. Okay, but I find it awkward that our very own people are denying that some things that our very own ancestors practiced are not real. They never existed. These are things that were there before. My grandma used to tell me that when they were growing up, they did not have watches, but just looking at the sun, they could tell what time it is. Just by listening to a certain sound, they could tell if a baby is born or somebody has died or they're needed at the Times Square. So these are some of the practices that are being showcased in some of these movies. But because we love to see us Africans as less, we are like, no, it's not cute. Yet that is the very same thing that these white men take change and make it their own in their very own movies. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, let's listen to this of this dude.
Trying to give them a glimpse, because I feel like it shows our imagination personally. I feel like it's showed me that there's no bounds when it comes to Nigerians' imagination.
Yes.
And the special effects allow us to show that. Sometimes it's comical, but sometimes we're being dead serious. This is what it could be.
Here's my thing. I personally feel like probably it have to do with moral production, because when you look at a Nigerian movie and you look at American movie, for example, Hollywood, it's different when it comes to production, when it comes to the shooting, the quality of everything. It's because their budget is big. They're able to play around with the sounds, with the lightings and all that. Because for example, Wakanda, right? There's some superpowers situation happening in there. And I did not hear people calling that lame. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, it is what it is. Tell me how you feel about it down in the comment section. Please don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and comment. Follow me on Nigerian _radio. I love you to the morning back. Ciao.